staying in St. John Peterborough a couple days before starting our Camino de Santiago. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. The first day hiking is through the Pyrenees, which I believe was the steepest day of the whole trek. Make sure you bring plenty of water, for some of the water fountains are dry. The day we started happened to be a heat wave where it was 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This Camino from St. John Peterborough in France to Santiago de Compostela in Spain took us about 6 weeks with rest days, and it was around 490 miles. Sunday Mass on the mountainside. Our first night stay at an albergue in Roncesvalles. Follow the scallop shell or the yellow arrows for the markers for the Camino de Santiago. Pamplona, we took our first rest day. It was nice to take a break and have a spare day just to relax and see the city. Enjoying pinchos and wine in the evenings for dinner in Pamplona. In Pamplona, there was a pilgrim hiking store where you could buy some last-minute supplies and Compeed for blisters and Band-Aids. Visiting the bullfighting arena in Pamplona. Most small stores, hiking stores, and pharmacies will have blister Compeed and Band-Aids to tend to your feet along the walk. Pilgrim sculptures in the mountaintop. It started raining when we were up here, so we had to throw our ponchos on. I am a pilgrim, a wandering pilgrim. To Santiago I go, to Santiago I go. A cafe with some sangria is always a welcome spot. Oh, there are them people again. Another memorial site for loved ones who have passed away or for thoughts or prayers to be left. It's common to see stones with people's names and to see pictures of loved ones that we've lost. Japanese three-footed crow, prayer board, or wish. We took another rest day at Yagronio. This is a wonderful city with amazing pinchos, tapas, and good wine.
How is it?
Awesome. Sauteed mushrooms and oil and baguette.
Garlic. I think a little garlic in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Delicious. We are at the Angel Pub.
And this is their specialty.
¿No te acuerdas que me dieron dinero para las botellas? Para Lucas. Porque desde directo, porque yo tantos años que estoy trabajando con ella, no me regalaron y le dije, y no es el primero, porque en el segundo, ¿te acuerdas cuando no me lo celebró allí que venimos a España con él? Y ahora me regaló la botella. ¿Me cogió? No, si no te cogió, no, negra. Ya, otra vez se va.
These rolls were like a New England butter grilled roll, and it was like pulled pork in it. It was amazing. Butter grilled to perfection. These were the best patatas bravas that I've had yet. We chose a slightly spicy sauce. My favorite thing about the Camino, or any trek that you do, several day trek that you do, is the community and the people that you meet. The Meseta, the plains, vast treeless plains, goes on for miles. It was very beautiful, and time out, your mind has time to wander and think. It was beautiful. Shadows of the Camino. our bunk room at our albergue in San Juan de Ortega. Some of the artwork painted on the buildings along the way through the towns that you pass through. We took another rest day while we stayed in Burgos. The Burgos Cathedral. Our Camino family that we met about 3 days into the trek. More Camino art on the building sides. After you leave Burgos, you enter the Meseta, the grasslands, flat, very few trees, kind of a spiritual area that I really loved. It was time out for the mind to wander. While we were walking through the farms in the Meseta, baled hay was being loaded on flatbeds for delivery. The winds of the Meseta messing with Tom's hat. On the trail on the Camino, we saw signs on the way into the town of Freimista about an organ concert that evening, pilgrim organ concert in the local cathedral. Bring out Tom's bag. Hamburguesa for lunch. Tortilla and bread for breakfast was a common hearty breakfast consisting of onion, egg, cheese, and potato. More Camino wall art along the way. Buen Camino, good road, is a common greeting that warms the heart that you hear from other pilgrims or town folk. More wall art from the movie The Way, which is a movie depicting the Camino, starring Martin Sheen. We keep following these guys on every sunny day. Another rest day in Leon.
y le pillaron la matrícula de nada y estaban buscando un coche, claro. El coche de mi hermano gris es un sedán tal como el mío. Al campo no te das cuenta de eso. Pues estamos saliendo de...
Another beautiful cathedral in Leon. Churros and hot chocolate for breakfast. Take a stroll. A statue of Gaudi on the park bench overlooking the building which he designed. Scallops and fries for lunch. Private bedroom in the albergue tonight. While having lunch in Astorga, we ran into some friends just coming into town and invited them to join us for a little lunch. Our second Gaudi building along the Camino. Along the Camino, you'll find several shrines, areas where people will leave prayers, wishes, pictures of loved ones, people that are deceased, that passed away either on the Camino or just thoughts of loved ones that you've lost in your family. It's very common to find areas where there's a lot of stones with writing on them or pictures or letters. The Santa Columba de Somoza food truck is a must. It's a real gem right after you go over the high point in the mountain. After the food truck, we had a wonderful ridge walk, pretty flat along the way with just some slight rolling hills with beautiful views of the mountains. We did a quick tour of the Knights Templar Castle in the middle of our walking day. Always happy to run into more pilgrim friends along the way and see friendly faces again. Tom fell in love with the Santiago cake.
Good company, thank you.
No, it's okay. Same for me. You're good company. Okay.
Got a private room and private bath in an albergue in Fonfria. Most pilgrims start the Camino in Sarria, which is 114 kilometers from Santiago de Compostela. The Camino from Sarria was very crowded. There were a lot of school groups along the Camino. We had a hard time with lodging, so we stayed 2 days in Sarria until we could get bookings for the last 5 days of the trek. We ran into a family from California that had to get a taxi at the end of every day to a hotel room away from the Camino, and then get another taxi the following morning to return where they left off for the last 5 days of their trek. The 100-kilometer trail marker. Everybody's getting their pictures by this marker. Although the Camino from Sarria was like rush hour traffic, very congested and busy, the forests were in the rolling hills were beautiful. We kept thinking that it reminded us of home in New England. This region is famous for their pulpo, octopus. It was delightful.
Hay otros que van en pareja, pasan a la relación. Y el kilómetro no te quiere y el siguiente igual no. Hay otros que van.
The last day of our Camino, it was scheduled to have some rain in the afternoon, so we started early in the morning by headlight. Statues in the hill overlooking Santiago de Compostela. You don't want to miss these statues overlooking the city. It's a beautiful view. It's slightly off the Camino and well worth a slight diversion into the park to see the statues and look at the city. As pilgrims come into the plaza in front of the Santiago de Compostela, it's common for pilgrims to take their backpack off, just lie down, take their shoes off, relax, and just stare at the cathedral. Our Camino family was there to greet us as we came into the plaza. Heavy rain in the afternoon, 15 minutes after we arrived. Our hotel room in Santiago for 4 nights. Next 3 days of full sunshine. Before the Camino, you get a stamp book and you get stamps along the way to get your certificate of completion. We then went to the tourist office to get a dual pilgrim certificate for the Camino Kodo in Japan and the Camino de Santiago. At the tourist office, we ran into a couple from China who were also getting their dual pilgrim certificate, and they did both Caminos around the same dates that we did. It was so fitting to get the dual pilgrim certificate on my 65th birthday. It really made my day. The Camino de Santiago and the Camino Kodo are UNESCO recognized pilgrimages. We went to the Pilgrim Mass in the Santiago de Compostela to see the swing of the Buta Fumero, the incense burner.
Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo descienda sobre vosotros. Feliz retorno a vuestros lugares de procedencia y llevad en salud de esta iglesia de Santiago de Compostela que guarda con piedad y devoción la tumba y la gloria del apóstol Santiago. Glorificad al Señor con vuestra vida, podéis ir en paz.
Our Camino and Camino Codo stamp passports. You get stamps daily to show movement that you've completed and achieved your Camino Codo or your Camino de Santiago. Dole Pilgrim stamp. The Camino Codo is the symbol is the three-footed crow, whereas the Camino de Santiago is the scallop shell. Japanese stamps of the Camino Codo. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe.